Lauren Schmidt, and I am the Digital Marketing Manager for the Gallo Center for the Arts. And with me I have Jim Johnson.
I am the Artistic Director of the Gallo Center Repertory Company. I've been here with the Gallo Center for 10 years. Started out as the Arts Education Director, and that led into the position of Artistic Director of the Gallo Center Rep Company.
Jim, what process do you use to pick the season's shows for the Gallo Center Repertory Company?
That's a long process that we go through. We go through a lot of questions and answers and discussions and get feedback from a lot of people. Currently, we are about to open our new season, our first show will be in October, and we're already starting to plan for the following season. So what we do essentially is we come up with show titles. We get a list of titles. They come from me, they come from Kimberly Ogden, our production manager, from colleagues here at the Gallo Center, and then we try to branch out into the community and find out what the community would like. And we eventually come up with a list of about 10 shows that we're going to consider. And we'll have a meeting somewhere along the line with Lynn Dickerson and Doug Hosner and others, and we'll narrow that down to our top 5 shows. So it's a long process, but it's a collaborative process. It brings in a lot of viewpoints.
Do you balance the genre of shows for each season?
We try to. We try to do an eclectic collection of shows that reflect different genres. For example, in the past, we've done comedies and dramas, we've done historical dramas, and we've done classic plays. So yes, we do try to balance so that it's an interesting season of diverse type shows. We also try to look at shows that have good opportunities for both male and female actors in them. We're also looking at the potential of a theater production that would appeal to young people as well as older people and everybody in between. So yes, we're really trying to balance the types of shows that we're doing.
How have you reached out to underrepresented groups?
One of the first shows that I directed here at the Gallo Center was To Kill a Mockingbird. It was a collaboration with the Gallo Center and Prospect Theater Company. And it was a large show with a large cast, and we had about 10 African American actors and singers as a part of the show. And it was a wonderful production. After the show ended, 4 of the African American actors came to us here at the Gallo Center and said that they were so inspired by that production that they wanted to form their own theater company. So we were instrumental in helping them do that. And so that led to the formation of Sankofa Theater Company, which has been active for the last 7 or 8 years now with some wonderful shows, and most of them have been produced here at the Gallo Center. We've also reached out to our Latino community with shows that we have done that have a Latino theme and element to it, which has given Latino actors great opportunities to perform here. Last season I directed Stand and Deliver, which is a really inspirational show about Jaime Escalante and the impact that he had on high school students. But we've done other shows for the Latino community as well. So we're constantly looking for ways in which we can reach out to other underrepresented groups.
What's the relationship between GCRC and the Gallo Arts Ed program?
A really strong relationship. As I said, my first 5 years here, I was the arts education coordinator. So I was the coordinator of the Arts Ed program. And so we were always looking for ways in which we could combine theater productions, local theater productions, with our school shows and our school productions. So once I became artistic director, we tried to work into our season shows that could be both presented for the general public and for our Arts Ed program, our school shows. And we've had some wonderful shows in which we have presented, for example, The Diary of Anne Frank is a good example of that. We did the full production for our general audience, and then we cut the show down. We edited it down to about an hour and 10 minutes so that we could present it as school shows. And so that's one example, but we've done other shows like that.
Have you taken risks with show selections?
We're always trying to push the envelope a little bit. We don't want to go too far and alienate our audience, but we do want to try occasionally to do a show that challenges the actors, challenges the audience, has challenging themes and subject matters to them. Two shows come to mind. We did a show called The Exonerated, which dealt with capital punishment. And people accused of capital crimes who were about to be executed, but evidence emerged that proved their innocence. So it was a very hard-hitting, tough show, tough language, tough themes and character studies in it. We also included a post-show discussion with the former death row chaplain of San Quentin Prison. So that was really a dramatic pushing of the envelope show, and it did find an audience here. We did 2 performances of it, and it did really well here in the Foster Theater. I also directed Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf by Edward Albee, and that's another show that has very difficult and challenging themes to it. So yes, we are trying to balance our season with productions that are challenging to the audience and challenging to the actors, and we will continue to do that.
Can you tell us about the upcoming 2019-20 season?
Boy, am I excited about the upcoming season. I think we've got something for everybody. I think we have great show selections, starting with our production of Children of the Dust Bowl. This is a show that I adapted, and we did here at the Gallo Center 7 years ago. It's a story about migrant kids in the 1930s who were discriminated against and literally forced out of the public school situation in Kern County. We received a grant to present that show again because it relates so directly to our own community here in Modesto, with so many migrants that came to this area in the 1930s. And it's a very inspirational show, and I think audience, if you've seen it before, I think you're going to love to see it again, because we're revising it a little bit, and we have Sourdough Slim, the famous cowboy singer, who's going to be providing music for it. That's going to be followed with Neil Simon's The Odd Couple. This is his classic, most famous play. We had a lot of success last season with Rumors by Neil Simon, so we decided we're going to go ahead with one more Neil Simon and do the one he's most known for. Following that is our Christmas show, and that will be directed by Kimberly Ogden, and it's Yes, Virginia, There Is a Santa Claus, based on the 19th century famous letter to the editor that a little girl wrote, and the response that the newspaper gave about that. So it's an adaptation of that classic story. It'll be a great arts ed show, and it'll be an inspirational, great Christmas show for our audience members. In the spring, we are doing another classic show, Louisa May Alcott's Little Women, directed by Carolina Stevenson. And then finally, we are doing the stage adaptation of Guess Who's Coming to Dinner, the great movie starring Spencer Tracy and Katharine Hepburn, Sidney Poitier, that deals with interracial themes to it. So I'm really excited about this upcoming season, and I want to invite everybody to come and see all of our shows, because they're going to be terrific. They are going to be, the production values here at the Gallo Center are first rate, and the prices are very reasonable. So come and join us.